Those guys, what's up? Good morning. 7:30, 7:31 this morning. So had a rough morning so far this morning. Dealing with just normal stuff, but glad to be here. Hopefully we can work on a little bit of breathing, calm my nerves down. I didn't have my caffeine. I ran out of coffee. Didn't have time to go to the store this morning to get some caffeine. So just give you a couple things. We're going to need a couple yoga blocks. If you have dumbbells, dumbbells don't have to be very big. As you can see, mine are 5 pounds, I think. Not meant to be heavy. The whole idea is we're doing mobility and movement, a little under load, but not necessarily excessive amount of load. We're not doing max lifting. Max lifting is when we do JiuJitsu. That's when we put all our effort behind everything we do. Okay? So let's just start with first, before we get into it, before we start doing the breathing, let's just like kind of be in the moment for a second. So just kind of sit Indian style, or on your knees, however you feel comfortable. Rest your hands rest your arms on your knees, close your eyes. Just focus on your breath. Stay, relax your shoulders. In the moment, don't worry about what you have to do today. When you're done this morning, you'll feel better for the rest of the day. You'll be more so right now, just think about your breath. Focus on your breath and do nothing but think about that. Slowly start opening your eyes, open your body a little bit. All right, let's start with the diaphragmatic breathing. Just a little review, just in case. Diaphragm down, breath in, reflex it out. Okay, do a few of those. We might do like a hold, we might do a little bit out. Just do the best that you can. I'm going to create a video just for breathing, just so that we go through a tutorial in case you get lost and you want to do some homework and stuff like that. Down below, I added a C.A.R.s routine. It's on a private section of my YouTube channel. So just click the link and you can get access to all the different C.A.R.s for each individual joint. The goal behind that is to do it as homework, to do it as frequently as possible so that when you start taking these classes, you're not lost and you're able to get more out of the class because you're able to increase their intensity. Okay? So let's start with the breath. Here we go. Diaphragm down. And breath in. Reflex it out. And again, in. And reflex it out. And just keep going. Don't stop. Two more. Three more. Two more. Last one, and hold. And hold. Hold. And resist that urge to let it go. You just finished taking a bunch of oxygen in. Resist the urge to let go. Then take a breath in. Your body just finished taking in. and reflexive out. And again in, and reflexive out. And again in, and reflexive out. And again in, and reflexive out. Last time in, all the way out and hold. Hold. Hold this breath out. Now when we start up again, we're going to do the opposite. We're going to do reflexive out, all the way, reflexive in, all the way out. So here we go. Reflexive in, all the way out. Belly button in, and reflexive in. All the way out. And reflexive in. All the way out. And reflexive in. All the way out. And reflexive in. 2 more. And last one. Awesome. Take a second. Calm breath. Woo. Nice little wake up from that. Beautiful. Let's get a 90-90. We're going to kind of keep working on what we did before. So again, front leg at 90 degrees. Trail leg at 90 degrees. Rotating your pelvis and your torso forward. And you're finding that end range, whatever that is for you. That's what the yoga blocks are for, to assist you. The idea is to create that moderate tension, that 70% discomfort, where ow, it hurts so good. So try to sit into this and just always think that your tailbone is trying to face up towards the ceiling as you're sitting in this position. Found that end range for me. We're going to start doing pails in the back. So here we go. Start revving up the amount of effort. 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%, 50%. Hold that now. Hold that tension. Get all that weird glute stuff, that kind of like inner thigh-ish area kind of pushing down. I think there's like a big weight that you're trying to push down on the scale with the back foot. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now rails. Get that foot up. Irradiate that midsection. Hold that hip girdle strong. Get that foot up. More. Keep holding. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it down slowly, slowly. Release all the tension. Sit more into the stretch if you can. Found a little bit more space. Take a breath here. Start pushing down on that back foot now again. Start doing that pales contraction. This time you're going to do maximal effort. Keep revving up, keep pushing down, keep intensifying. If you're not shaking, then you're not putting enough effort into it. It should be like a mild tremble because you're trying to crush your foot into the ground. And hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And rails. Get that foot up, get that foot up, get that foot up. 5, 4, hold, 3, 2, 1, and slowly come down. Release the tension. So today we're going to do axial rotation. like a modified version of C.A.R.s. It's just another way of doing C.A.R.s. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna lay on your back. Sorry, I got the mic out of the way. You're gonna extend the front leg, bring the trail leg up. You're gonna keep the knee over your hip. And all we're gonna do is practice internal, external rotation. So external rotation, internal rotation. External rotation, internal rotation. The idea is to keep the knee directly over your hip and think that you're pulling your foot toward your head in each direction. Hang out at that end range for just a second or two. One more in each direction. Beautiful. Switch, other side. I will do 1 second while I adjust my microphone. All right. So I told you this before. This is my weak side. This is the side that I have trouble with. I have to adjust and I have to find modifications. Another modification is you can put your hand behind you or even drop your elbow here. If you have very limited range of motion, it's better to go backwards a little bit to try to find where to contract the muscles instead of trying to force the stretch. So just keep that in mind when we're doing this. So for me, this is already a little bit of a challenge. Find that end range for you. Or yourself, whatever that looks like. As with me, each side's going to be a little different. There we go. Now I found that end range for me. And here we go. Start the trail leg now. You can start pushing down. So start pushing down. 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%, 50%. Hold that effort down. 10, 9, 8, all that rear stuff, all that glute kind of area, inner thigh, like high growing. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rails, get that foot up. No movement here for me. Foot up, foot up, foot up. Getting a cramp. 2, 1. Let it down. Obviously, this side is much more difficult for me than the opposite side. Take a breath in the new space. And here we go. Start pushing down. 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%, 50%. Maximal effort now. Everything you got. Try to literally think that you're crushing your foot through the ground for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Remember, if you're not shaking, you're not putting enough effort into it. 3, 2, 1. Rails, get that foot up, get that foot up, get that foot up. Foot, keep digging, dig that foot up. Keep digging, keep digging. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let it down. Found myself cheating that one a little bit on that one. And you're back. Extend the front leg straight. Trail leg bent. Keeping your knee over your hip. Just in and out. Internal rotation, external rotation. External rotation. Internal rotation. Try to keep that knee over the hip line. So all you're doing is you literally think there's a pin going from your knee to your hip, and that's the only thing that's moving. It's rotational at the hip joint. Two more in each direction. hard for me today. Been doing a lot of joint stuff these last couple of weeks. So my left hip is giving me the finger. Whew. It's a lot of mental wear to feel fatigue in those intricate muscles. All right, let's lay on your side. One yoga block for your head. You're going to need this in a second. Actually, let's put this off to the side for a minute. And we're getting into the sleeper stretch. So remember, a couple things here. Knees bent, in line with your hip line. Elbow in line with your shoulder. 2 fingers with the opposite hand, place it on the elbow, and then scoot your shoulder back and pull your elbow away from your 2 fingers. From there, you're going to take the top hand. You're going to then slowly and passively get heavy on the top hand and find the end range of that shoulder. And there it is for me. Remember, Pails is pushing up, Rails is pulling down. Here we go. Start pushing up, 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%. Hold that effort. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rails, pull that bottom arm away from the top arm for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly let it down. Find that new space. Oh, this feels good. All of it's so good. And then now repeat. Pails, start pushing up. This time's maximal effort. So rev up 10%, 20%, 30%. Keep that tension revving up. Figure out where you need to create the strength in order for you to do external rotation of the shoulder joint. And keep pushing. If you're not shaking, you're faking, as one of my instructors tells me. Keep pressing. There you go. Keep pressing. Here we go. 10, 9. Keep that tension. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rails, pull that bottom arm away from the top arm. Reach for that belt buckle. Keep bridging. Dig, dig, dig. Yes, keep reaching. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax everything. Stay in that newfound space. Hang out there for a second. Swim in the relaxation a little bit. That feeling of relaxation. And slowly let go. Sit up. We're going to do a couple C.A.R.s. I'm going to turn on the light to see what it looks like. Better lighting, yeah. Okay. Shoulder C.A.R. Opposite hand, press it against the thigh. One more. Awesome. All right, other side. check again. Knees in front of your hips. Elbow in front of your shoulder. 2 fingers. Drag that shoulder back so it's more underneath you. Find that end range, whatever that looks like for you. Now we're going to start pushing up. Here we go. 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%. Hold that effort right there. This side is a little weaker for me today. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rails. Pull that bottom arm away from my top arm. Try to reach towards my back arm. Reach, reach, reach. 2 and 1. Relax in the space. Adjust your arm if you need to. Start pushing up hands. Maximal effort. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And reach, rails, rails, reach. Hold that internal rotation as much as you can. Dig, dig. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Awesome. I took a little bit out of you. And go on this side. Remember, the idea behind this is keeping tension here as you go through the rotational movement of your humerus. Keeping your arm as stiff as possible and your torso as stiff as possible. One more just in case. Lost count what I was talking about. All right. Now that we got our hip and our shoulders warmed up, now we're gonna go do like a dynamic movement. So we're gonna do like body weight exercises just to solidify the nervous system and say, hey, we found new space, we worked out at the shoulder level. Now let's put it all together so we understand that we're able to do this movement. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do a mountain climber with reach. Then we're gonna do a loaded plank with push-up. And then we're gonna do scapular push-ups. So I'm gonna show you each one. Real quick. Child's pose with your toes tucked, also called turtle, or we call it turtle. From here, you're gonna put your hands out in front of you. All you're gonna do is you're gonna load yourself up, bring your foot next to your leg, and then you're gonna reach back. And you're gonna switch sides. Back to child's pose, opposite side, reach. That's the mountain climber with reach. The next one is the loaded plank. The loaded plank is same position. All you're doing is you roll it up, you extend it up to a plank, then you're actually doing a push-up. And you're coming back. It's pretty easy, self-explanatory. Next one is the scapular push-ups. Same plank, just your shoulder blades doing the push-up. You can either do them on your toes or drop to your knees. I actually usually do them on my knees because I have very weak shoulder blades. Okay? So we're going to do 8 of the first one, 6 of the second one, and 10 of the last one. Normally you want to take about a 90-second rest between one set and the next. For this particular case, I'm just going to do it for when I'm tired, just to kind of push myself and to have you come along for the ride. All right, here we go. So find that center, find that spot that you feel is comfortable, whatever that looks like for you. And here we go. There's one. And now push-ups. That's one. And I'm going to stay on my toes and scapular push-ups. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Last for a second. Usually gets me out of breath. Let me check my notes. Just sit tight. All right, here we go again. Same exact thing. Start with the mountain climbing. We're doing 8, 6 of the push-ups, the plank push-ups, and then 10 of the scapular push-ups. Here we go. And push-ups. And directly into the shoulder blade push-ups. I'm a little out of breath this morning. I don't know what's going on. I feel quite tired. And relax. Catch your breath. We'll move on to some additional hip openers. So we're going to start in the half kneeling. What I would use is actually the wall, so that you're not focused too much on balance. That you're doing both. It takes the balance part takes away from the actual effort that you're going to try to generate. So try not to set yourself up for failure by distracting you by focusing on your balance. So I use 2 sticks. But you can also lean against the wall, just place your hand against the wall. So, half kneeling, here we go. You're gonna find that end range, whatever that looks like for you. Let me adjust my laptop real quick. Bear with me 1 second. Yep. You're going to find that end range. The idea is that we're trying to elongate here. So the goal here is to kind of tuck the pelvis under, kind of keep like a low irradiation of your glute and your hamstring as you kind of shift your hip, your right hip forward or your back hip forward and find that end range. Whatever that looks like for you. That's it for me. So pails is trying to drag the back knee towards the front knee and firing all of this. That's what we're doing. We're trying to drag this knee forward. The rails part is you're going to try to relax this, and then you're going to squeeze your glute and your hamstring, and you're going to squeeze it so much that it's literally going to push your hip forward, and then elongate this or stretch this. Okay, so pails is dragging the knee towards the front foot. Rails is squeezing the butt and driving your hip forward. Okay, here we go. So find that end range, start trying to drag that back knee towards the front knee. Get that front hip fired. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the hamstring, drive that hip forward. 2 and 1, and relax the tension. Sit into the new space. Now again, pails, drag that back knee towards the front knee. Maximal effort here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze that glute, squeeze that hamstring, drive your hip forward. 10, 9, dig, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slow. Get out of it. Wow. Okay, we're going to do one hit car. So on quadruped, tabletop. Nice, slow, maximal effort with this particular car. So maximize each range of motion. Hip flexion, hip abduction. Max that internal rotation as you kick that heel up towards into extension. Come back to neutral and then reverse. Hip extension back, up, and external rotation as you do that hip flexion. Woo. Man, the better you get at cars, the more fatiguing they are. Okie dokie, other side. Oh, this side is so sore that it's like almost feels bruised. So one thing I did forget to mention also is always remember this. Don't do this. This is too narrow. This should be about here. So what you want to think is that the hip joint, pretend there's an imaginary line that goes directly straight in front of you, and then your knee needs to be about 10 or 15 degrees away from that. It just gives enough space for your hip. If here, if you're too tight, you're doing like a balancing act laterally. The idea is to try to find the hip space in order for you to move forward. Okay? So find that end range for you. Oh, that's it for me right there. Wow, I'm really tender. All right, start doing pail. Start trying to drag that back knee towards the front knee. 10. Rev up, 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%, 50%. Hold it there. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rail, squeeze that glute, squeeze that hamstring. Push your hip forward, push, push, push. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Sit into the new space. And start revving up the pails now. Dragging that back knee forward. 10%, 20%, 30%. Maximal effort now. Everything you got. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now rail, squeeze that glute. Get that hamstring firing. Drive your hip forward. Drive your hip forward. Drive your hip forward. Squeezing that glute. That's what's pushing you forward. Squeeze that glute. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And slowly rev down. Get out of it. Holy smokes. Wow, that's hard. Get ready for that one intense car. Max out each direction. Here we go. Hip flexion, hip abduction, internal rotation. As we do hip extension. So neutral, reverse, hip extension, external rotation as we come into hip flexion. Whew. Take a breath. Sit here for a second. Catch your bearings. Okay. Now you're going to need your weights. So I'm going to do it with just a 5-pound weight because the focus is not really so much on the actual weight, it's on the stability of what we're trying to do. So we're going to get in the same half kneeling that we did when we just finished working on. Toes tucked, firing your glute. What we're going to do is we're going to do like a clean and press from this position. But the goal here, let me scoot over a little bit. The goal is for you not to do spinal flexion. The idea is for you to hip hinge. Not here, but here. Okay? The way you do that is by keeping a mild irradiation on that hip girdle you just finished working. So you want to keep this snug, you want to keep this firing, you want to keep this front foot firing. All we're doing is we're doing these slow. From here, coming up, pressing up. The focus here is to keep the hip girdle strong. Not to just, it's not about lifting the weight. It's about keeping this hip girdle strong and sitting stable into your hip girdle while we do this motion. So we're going to do 8 of these, and then we're going to do what I call windmills. The next one is you're basically standing here, extending this arm up. I apologize for the angle. And all we're doing is we're bending opposite knee, and we're trying to reach for the toe as we push up with our hands. Okay? I'm going to do my best with the camera angle to be able to kind of catch it so that you can see it to the best of your ability. And then the very last thing we're going to do is we're going to do kick-throughs. So from here, you're on a tabletop, turning this foot out, kicking this leg through, switching to the opposite side. Got it? We're doing 10 of those. So here we go. Let's get to it. So half kneeling, put the dumbbell down in front of you. Keep that hip girdle strong. And let's go. 6. Sorry, I said 8 and then 6. Only 6. Switch legs. One thing that I do that helps me is I keep my toes in the back very active. Last one. Good. Let's get up to the windmill. We gotta do 5 of these. Switch sides. Awesome. And the kick throughs. Position yourself. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And relax. And we got one more round. I felt good. My hips are really tired this week. It's did a lot of hip work this week. All right, let's get to it. This one is not quite as fatiguing as the previous workout, as the previous movement. So here we go. Toes tucked in the back. Find that end range. Nice, slow, strong in the hip girdle. Activating that glute. Back toes are active. We're hip hinging, not flexion of the spine. That's one. Switch. Stand up. Let's do the windmill. Opposite leg bends, looking up towards the dumbbell. Try to balance yourself. This has to do with a little bit of coordination and a lot of like that side muscle of your back, like the QL, the quadratus lumborum, which is a problem for most of us. That's what we're basically firing and telling to engage. All right. And kick throughs. And relax. Good, we're on the home stretch here. Now we're gonna do a little bit of decompression. just to kind of make the body feel good, and then we're going to do some maximal expansive breaths. Here we go. So the first one we're going to do is the wrist elbow circles. Let me adjust the camera again. So you're in a quadruped position at tabletop. Splay your fingers, and all you're doing is you're doing circles with your elbows. Okay? The next one is wrist pin circles, palm facing up, opposite hand here, and just rotating back and forth. Next one is needle arm. This one, which is the one I love. 6 on each side. And the very last one is the spinal wave. The kneeling spinal wave. So from here, you're basically exaggerating like a cat, moving forward, and then you're slowly trying to extend each individual vertebrae to like up dog, and then back. All right? So the wrist elbows, we're going to do 6, the wrist pin 10, needle arm 6, and then the kneeling spinal wave 4. So there we go. I forgot to say 6 in each direction. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Opposite direction. One, good. Switch sides. My favorite one is the needle arm. I take my time with these. I hang out at the bottom and kind of shift my weight forward. Really elongate that upper back around my shoulder blade. It's spinal twist. Side. I love those things. I wish I could hang out there all day. That'd be awesome. Single spinal waves. And exaggerate the speed, how slow you're going. Really exaggerate the cat as you roll forward. You start unwinding that cat into upward dog. So you get that full spinal extension. And then reverse. 2 more of those, just like that. Nice and slow. Really concentrate on getting that cat exaggerated as you roll forward into like a semi-plank position. Slowly unwind the cat until you get into full spinal extension. And then back again. Next one. Awesome. Ooh, I feel good. Okay, last thing we're going to do is we're going to do full maximal expansive breathing, breathing. All the way in, all the way out, all the way in, all the way out. So just to give you a little reminder, when we're doing this, breath in, all the way out. You have now locked potential energy here. When you relax, you automatically start breathing. And as soon as you finish breathing from the relaxed state, you pick up. So hold the belly button in, relax, and then open up the chest and continue the breath. So breath out, relax, and again until you're doing like this, like wave over and over and over again. Try not to stop. You're gonna feel lightheaded. It's okay. You're seated. You're not going anywhere. You're not gonna die. Okay. You're gonna feel nice and woozy. Get that oxygen stacked into your blood. If you have the flexibility, I recommend you practicing doing the breath in a seated squat like this. This mimics guard retention in jiu-jitsu. Imagine laying on your back. This is the optimal position for someone not to pass your guard. But in order for you to be able to get good at this, you got to be able to get good at people trying to press you into the ground and breathing in this position. So this is a good way to practice being able to maintain that position with your breath. So find that comfortable spot for yourself. You can also do this on your knees, Indian style, however, whatever feels comfortable for you. Okay, here we go. Diaphragm down, breath in, all the way out. And again, in and out. And again, in and out. Keep going. Hold the tempo. In and out. And again, in and out. And again, in and out. A few more. Two more. In. Last one in. And out. Calm breath. Close your eyes. So we're going to do a little bit of Shavasana, which is basically being in the moment at the very end of like a yoga practice. It's just good for any type of workout, or it's like a mild form of meditation. So lay down on your back, palms facing up. Close your eyes. Allow your legs to relax. Just soak up the beautiful, happy drugs that your body just finished producing from being in your body. Just concentrate on your breath. What we're going to do is called the moving relaxation. So with your eyes closed, relax your head. Relax your right shoulder. Relax your right elbow. And right hand. So left shoulder, relax your left shoulder. Relax your left elbow. And relax your back. Relax your hips. Right knee. Right ankle. Toes. Left knee. Left ankle. Toes. Straight breath. Start moving your fingers and toes. Start moving your body up a little bit. Start moving a little bit. Like one of those morning stretches that feel really so good. You're ready to roll to your side, get in fetal position. Stay here for a second if you want to. Come all the way up to seated position. Sit here for a second. I want you to say 3 affirmations to yourself. Don't need to say it out loud. My favorite one is I'm going to conquer the day. I conquer the day. I'm conquering the day. I'm conquering the day. Open up your eyes. Who's guys? Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned. We're expanding it. So now it's Tuesday, Thursday, 7:30 a.m. Sunday, 6 p.m. Either a yoga for BJJ class or another version of what I just did. Most likely it's going to be yoga for BJJ. I'm also starting to teach in person on Saturdays at Mario Sperry JiuJitsu at 10 a.m. before their open mat. And then I'm not 100% solidified on the schedule at Black House MMA for sure this coming Sunday at 11 a.m. But just follow on my social media and I'll let you guys know. If not, you can RSVP for any of the classes. If not, you can just tune in. If you haven't already, share this, subscribe to the channel, do all the beautiful stuff that I know you beautiful people can help me out with, which I'm eternally grateful for. All right, guys. Thanks again for watching, and hopefully I'll see you on the mat soon, huh?